The Suppressall FS2, Aerosol Fire Suppression Tool. When seconds count, pull the pin and throw it in.
Introducing the new Suppressall FS2 Max. The future of aerosol fire suppression. The Suppressall FS2 Max is an advanced fire suppression technology proudly made in the USA. This revolutionary portable aerosol fire suppression tool is engineered to combat fires both on land and at sea, ensuring safety and peace of mind in any environment. The Suppressall FS2 Max is specially designed to tackle early-stage and fully developed fires with unparalleled efficiency. Imagine extinguishing flames in a matter of seconds. This remarkable device can reduce temperatures by a staggering 1000 degrees Fahrenheit in under 60 seconds, effectively removing the threat of fire before it escalates. Compact and convenient, portability is key in emergency situations, which is why the FS2 Max boasts a lightweight and compact design. It's easy to deploy in confined spaces and challenging to reach areas, making it an essential tool for firefighting professionals and everyday users alike. Eco-friendly innovation. In addition to its powerful performance, the Suppressall FS2 Max is formulated with the environment in mind. Its eco-friendly composition helps minimize collateral damage, leaving behind minimal residue. This feature not only allows for quick post-incident cleanup but also ensures minimal disruption to your routine or operations. Versatile fire class coverage. The FS2 Max is engineered to handle a variety of fire types, including Class A, ordinary combustibles, Class B, flammable liquids and gases, and Class C, electrical fires. This versatility makes it an invaluable addition to your fire suppression arsenal. Suppressall FS2 Max benefits. Does not remove oxygen. Does not utilize supercooling gases. Is non-toxic, non-conductive, and non-corrosive. Is not harmful to people, animals, or to the atmosphere. Has zero ozone depletion potential and zero global warming potential. Saves lives, property, and up to an 80% reduction in water when used correctly. Drastic reduction in the emission of environmental pollutants due to burning. Preserves the integrity of any structure involved in an early-stage fire. Preserves the fire scene for arson investigations. Greatly reduces carcinogens that have proved to cause cancer in firefighters. 15-year shelf life and a 10-year battery. 2-year warranty. Proudly made in the USA by Fire Suppression Industries in Illinois.
When to use the Suppressall FS2. The Suppressall FS2 can be used on the following classes of fire: Class A, B, or C. When natural or mechanical venting has not been initiated. It can be used for an external deployment or an internal deployment by a trained firefighter. Use the FS2 to eliminate flashover. Flashover is described as the near-simultaneous ignition of material caused by heat reaching the auto-ignition temperature of the combustible material and gases in the enclosure. The deployment of an Suppressall FS2 generator within an enclosure effectively knocks down temperature, and within seconds, flashover is averted. When not to use the Suppressall FS2. This structure shown is too far gone for the FS2 to help. The fire shown in this picture is beyond the capabilities of a single FS2 to fully suppress. You will notice most of the roof, windows and doors are gone. This structure is fully engaged on all levels. The Suppressall FS2 is equipped with 2 types of metal pins and an LED light. In Picture 1, the R pin was added to secure the igniter pin in place. In Picture 2, when the decision to deploy the Suppressall FS2 has been made and you are in position, firmly grasp the R pin, labeled number 1, and pull it straight out of the unit. Removing the R pin, labeled number 1, unlocks the igniter pin, labeled number 2, so it can be used to deploy the FS2. Picture 3. After removing the R pin, labeled number 1, firmly grasp the igniter pin labeled number 2 and pull it straight out of the unit. Once the igniter pin has been removed, immediately deploy the unit. The unit will start the 8 seconds countdown, and this cannot be stopped once initiated unless the battery is removed before the countdown terminates. Picture 4. An LED light is embedded in the handle. This LED light will turn on and glow red only after the igniter pin is pulled out of the unit and the ignition process is initiated. The glowing LED indicates the unit is now live and will deploy its aerosol within 8 seconds. Note: pulling the pins in the incorrect order will cause the Suppressall FS2 to fail and not deploy. Pulling the pins in the incorrect order will void your warranty. Points to remember: aerosol created by any manufacturer's mobile handheld suppression device will momentarily move the thermal layer toward the floor. The Suppressall FS2's aerosol will knock down temperatures quickly and eliminate flames so rescue can be effected expediently. This deployment method would remain a judgment call in situations where a victim is trapped or unreachable. Need to know: use of a thermal imaging camera. The Suppressall FS2 creates a white cloud of aerosol throughout the fire room. The use of a thermal imaging camera after deployment is recommended. A thermal imaging camera will show you how safe the environment has become, including any thermal signatures which point to trapped victims, hotspots, or flare-ups. Important: safe distance deployments. The Suppressall FS2 should always be deployed a minimum of 3 feet from any person or occupant. The aerosol being deployed is hot, and safe measures should always be taken during every deployment.
When we demonstrate the product, it has 2 pins. This is called an R pin. It's also a safety pin. This is the ignition pin. We must pull the igniter pin number 1 before we pull number 2. So we're going to do that right now. There's pin number 1. Just throw it to the side. When I pull number 2, you're going to hear a pop, and this little light is going to come on, knowing that the unit is live. After I pull this pin, I have 8 seconds in order to throw it where it needs to be, because it will start to deploy. You must throw it because these exhaust ports get hot.
First responders upon arrival should immediately evaluate the fire and decide if the Suppressall FS2 is the correct tool that is needed for this fire. This early stage is the time where the Suppressall FS2 can be most helpful in stopping the spread of the fire. Deploying the Suppressall FS2. Important points to remember: once the igniter pin has been pulled from the Suppressall FS2, you have 8 seconds until ignition. Once the igniter pin is removed from the unit, there is no way to stop the ignition process unless you remove the battery before the 8-second countdown concludes. You must immediately deploy the unit. Do not hold the unit. Throw the unit into the fire. Deploying the Suppressall FS2. After throwing the Suppressall FS2 into the fire, contain the aerosol by maintaining a closed fire room. Do not ventilate or use water for at least 3 to 4 minutes. This is the time the aerosol needs to expand volumetrically and do its job. You will notice the smoke from the fire turn from black to white, indicating the Suppressall FS2 is working. After allowing the needed time to work, enter the structure and overhaul as usual. Look for hotspots and extinguish them with water or foam. Benefits of using the Suppressall FS2. Safety on the fire ground for the first responder. A Suppressall FS2 can fight a fire without putting anyone in danger. The first in is not usually an engine crew. A Suppressall FS2 can give you the needed time until an engine crew arrives on scene and is ready to fight the fire. The first on scene can deploy a Suppressall FS2 without entering a structure and before other equipment has arrived. A Suppressall FS2 can handle a structure fire involving multiple rooms. The Suppressall FS2 buys time for every crew that utilizes it. Using the Suppressall FS2 to drastically lower the temperature quickly. A Suppressall FS2 can lower the temperature by as much as 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit in less than 60 seconds after deployment. Lowering the temperature makes an interior attack using conventional firefighting methods much safer for all firefighters. In the video, notice from the time the FS2 is deployed at well over 1,100 degrees Fahrenheit, it takes less than 1 minute to eliminate the flames, stop the flashover, and remove over 800 degrees Fahrenheit from the structure. Benefits of using the Suppressall FS2. For hard-to-access areas. When strategically deployed, a Suppressall FS2 can attack fire in areas that are difficult or impossible for crews to access. Attic, basement, and confined space fires can be suppressed with a Suppressall FS2 so that conventional methods can be safely employed. Using the Suppressall FS2 in confined spaces. Early deployment of a Suppressall FS2 unit into an attic will eliminate hotspots and control fire that tries to escape to the roof. An attic is a closed compartment that has the ability to perfectly contain the aerosol. Suppressall FS2 aerosol can remain buoyant in sealed conditions for up to an hour. Benefits of using the Suppressall FS2 by the numbers. The Suppressall FS2 helps maintain the integrity of the structure on fire. Using up to 80% less water has safety benefits to firefighters as well. 1. 1 gallon of water weighs 8.4 pounds. 2. With a flow of 400 gallons per minute, you can add 3,360 pounds of weight to the floor of a structure in 1 minute. 3. This weight, when added to an already weakened support system, is a game changer. 4. The possibility of collapse increases almost 2 tons every minute the hose is utilized. Today's building materials burn quicker and hotter than those used even 10 years ago. Correct use of the Suppressall FS2 will help maintain the integrity of the structure and keep you safe. Benefits of using the Suppressall FS2. When the temperature freezes everything else, the Suppressall FS2 will work to -65 degrees Fahrenheit. Points to always remember. Avoid using water directly before a Suppressall FS2 deployment. When the aerosol mixes with water vapor, it becomes heavy and will not fill the room volumetrically as needed. The aerosol and water mixture will not create a slippery walkway nor affect egress in any way. Ventilating the structure. Venting is a normal process to stop the spread of a fire and alleviate hot gases or smoke. Venting too soon after a deployment will alter the effectiveness of the Suppressall FS2 aerosol. Normally, after a fire is knocked down, ventilation is started. When using a Suppressall FS2, you do not want to ventilate right after deployment. Wait 3 to 4 minutes minimally after a Suppressall FS2 has deployed before ventilating. Need to know. Exposure to the aerosol. The Suppressall FS2 aerosol is non-toxic and non-hazardous. Treat exposure to the Suppressall FS2 aerosol in the same manner as mild smoke inhalation. Taking care of your Suppressall FS2 generator. Store your Suppressall FS2 unit securely in a dry environment. Never leave your Suppressall FS2 generator lying on the fireground prior to the unit's deployment. Treat your Suppressall FS2 generator with care. Keep it clean and dry. Deploy the FS2 into a basement window to eliminate flames and greatly reduce heat in case an interior attack is needed. This is an exterior view of the deployment. Just pull the pins and throw it in.
Grab your stuff along. Yeah, I know in the basement it definitely, I watched the fire conditions go from 1,000 degrees down to 200 degrees just like that. We wouldn't have had induced air into the fire, it would have put it right out, I think.
How about the first time that they threw it upstairs?
First time we sat in on the room, we called it in at 800 degrees. It dropped it down to about 150 degrees, completely put the fire out.
How long did that take, do you know?
Matter of seconds.
Do you think it would have held it there if the room was...
If the windows and everything were intact, I think it would have held its position for heat.
Thank you so much.
So the fire went to vent limited, right? But smoke is fuel. So as soon as we lifted it off, it went back on fire. All right, set your blanket up for a redeployment. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and apply the bomb with the blanket. So first things first, we'll deploy the bomb. Go ahead, Nick.
Inside the car, right?
Yeah, inside the car you're putting it, Nick.
Okay. You can put it right in that front seat.
Put it in the driver's seat.
Inside the car. Anyway, deep in there.
If everything goes right, we should have a good knockdown.
Little flames in the front still.
So we still have some fire, but certainly much less than what we had originally. So at this point, if you have your line out, you can go ahead and extinguish it. Hit it. Yep.
Can he stop? How is it?
Okay, so we got some magnesium burning, and unfortunately that is what it is.
Magnesium's burning? Where's that at? Part of the car?
Part of the car, yeah.
Okay, they can't put that out. It's burning. Let me dump water on it.
Go ahead and dump some water on it without getting...
All right, now we've got it going pretty good, and we're going to see if we can get that fire out with this little unit here.
All right, ready?
So show everybody how you pull the pins first, Alan.
Well, I don't know how to do that.
All right, so we got 2 pins here. The first one, and then when I go into the fire, I'm going to pull the second one and throw it. It'll be about an 8-second delay before it actually starts igniting and putting the fire out then.
Ready?
Ready. You can hear it deploying in there, and hopefully in a minute when we open the door, it'll be out.
So when you pull the pin, it's an 8-second delay, and then the unit goes off for 35 seconds. And then what we're going to let it do in there is we're going to let it do its job. So we're going to leave it in there for a couple of minutes. And then we're going to go in and overhang.
So on this unit, we've got a number of fire departments and police departments around the area that have bought them. And we have Robin Hafner, the assistant chief from New Richmond Fire, and they've used this unit on house fires before and have had some success with it. So the goal of this is to knock that fire down and to save some time until the fire department gets there. And you can see that the fire it's out, it's smoldering, and that's going to happen until you get a little water on there. But that's the point, is if you've saved a whole bunch of time and a whole bunch of water, and this can normally go on a first out vehicle.
Hi, Chief. Joe Cusis, Flame Guard. Can you introduce yourself?
Sure. Chief Taylor, Amory Fire Department.
Chief, today we did a demonstration in a van where we started a fire and we put the fire out after we threw the extinguisher. Can you tell us what you saw?
I was impressed. You had a cargo fire in the back of the van with some combustible woods and things like that. It's rolling pretty good when you threw it in there. When the firefighter deployed it, kind of anticlimactic, but you shut the doors, it seals it up, put the fire out.
How long did it take, do you think?
Maybe a minute and a half, 2 minutes.
And when they opened the doors, what did you see?
Well, when you first opened the door, I thought, oh boy, it didn't work because it was still black.
Mm-hmm.
But once it ventilated, the fire was out, completely out. And I was really impressed with the fact that it never did rekindle. I watched it for about 10 minutes.
I saw you.
Until
I saw you.
Until it went on the other demonstration. I thought it was a good, complete put out.
They never used anyone.
Right.
Until they did the next demonstration with the high pressure. Thank you very much, Chief.